Alright, sorry we forgot to start the recording. We are a few minutes into our connecting to a printer on the network from our virtual machine. Now we are doing it from both on my system here. I am bridged because I have on my virtual machine I have an IP address doing the ipconfig/all showing that I am directly connected to the network. I have a 10.131 student side address. Now you on your virtual machine, you have different addresses, right? Like a 192.168 number. But yet you can't ping the printer, right? So if you can ping that address, even if you're not on the network directly, like bridge, behind the net, well, sounding like someone's connected to the printer and maybe it still works from behind the net. So this setting is the same, right? Because even though you're behind the network, we know the address of our printer, and maybe because you're behind that NAT firewall, it's not letting the printer advertise to you, so when you do the search for devices, it doesn't see it. Well, that doesn't matter to us if we can connect to it just knowing its IP address. So what happens next? Did yours detect the model? Were you able to detect the model? Morgan, work for you? Nathan, how about you? Okay. What's happened for you, Morgan? Yes. Yep. Now remember, this is what will show up if someone else is browsing the network and you have shared it. So it wouldn't be bad to add to this description, shared, or computer classroom, shared from, I'll call it my instructor. But this is something that when you connect to this printer, this is what shows up on your computer as a description for that printer. If you only have one printer, a lot of people do have their one printer in their office. Whether it's shared or not isn't a big deal. How the description goes isn't a big deal. But if you're going to share it to other people on the network, that description is what will show up when they search for your printer. So putting like whose office that's in or exactly what type of printer it is, that's helpful when you put that in your printer. There's also a description you can add as well once it's installed. So it says I'm connected, and might as well print a test page. Make some noise here. You're welcome. Yeah, just to verify that it works. Problem is, how am I going to know whether it's your test page or my test? So you can always do that. Remember, I can always go finish. If I see it in my devices and printers now, look at that. I can double click on my printer, and it should, I think by default, I can do is see what's printed. I think so. Yeah, and you can always verify this by just going to, let's just do something simple. Let's start with Notepad. And I can say Arthur's printer. And you can print from there just to verify that is. You view the page, but you verified, yes, that indeed, I absolutely am sure that I printed one because mine turned out came out. So the test page, actually, I don't know if the test page shows where it got printed from. I only got one test page. I guess it doesn't tell you. Oh, yes, it does. Username, computer. It does tell you username, computer name so you know whose printer. So whose printer computer name does not have virtual. Okay. You got a lot of noise. Yeah, I don't know. Probably a lot of ways to. I only got one. Since Nathan printed out configuration. Yeah, there's no test pages in there. Here's Daniel's printer works. And I'll bet you Nathan, we don't have a test page from you. Now this is good news for us that even though we're behind the firewall, you're still able to on the network. Now this is only part of our task now. We've connected to the printer. And we can use it. But now we want to be a good citizen on that webcam network. All right, sounds like Nathan was printing. We want to now also make it easier for other people to use the same printer without them having to go through necessarily connecting directly. Remember some of the advantages of connecting, having one computer connected to the printer rather than everyone directly connected to the printer? What's a possible advantage of having one computer talking to the printer and everyone else connecting through that computer shared? What could be an advantage of that? I think it might be a little easier to troubleshoot things are going wrong. That one computer will have everything queued. You can see, oh, Joe, you're trying to print a huge document and it's stuck. If everyone's printing directly, you're going to have to go to Joe's computer, see his settings, see something that's up on his computer. One possible disadvantage is if Joe has locked up the printer, everyone else is stuck waiting for Joe's job to finish. If they were connected directly, they could possibly print out their things. But having one computer share it helps to kind of centralize at least your troubleshooting and your administration of your printer. So, how do we share the printer now that we know we're connected to it? Windows has made it pretty easy to do that. Any idea how you might figure that out? You try your various settings. Let's try, how about customize? See what customize does. Oh, look at there. There's a sharing tab under customize. But also note under customize, I can add location, computer class, called Smith Classroom, and a comment, please don't print class session. The printer is very noisy. Here's where the sharing part comes in. I can come over here and decide to share this printer. I will need administrator privileges in that virtual machine. And here's now where I can share the printer to others. So this is a very helpful thing to know how to do. So go ahead and try to share your printer. And go ahead and give your share name something unique to your machine. I'll put your name in there. So I'll call this Arthur's Share Printer. Actually, it's from my instructor, VM. Yes. I'm printing from a guest. I haven't given my computer a good name yet. Maybe we'll go through the part about giving your computer a nice print. So I'm actually shared it from my VM guest, and looks like I can't go into additional drivers. I'm not sure why that's not available. Maybe if I apply, maybe then I'll be able to go to additional drivers. But I'm hoping to be able to show you that. It's not that. Maybe if I come back to it. I was hoping that I could look at additional drivers. It's not letting me share it. I'm not sure why additional drivers is not available. Well, I guess I can just tell you what this would be about. Maybe you have to have those additional drivers installed before this will show up. Here's the deal. Other computers may not be running the same version of Windows, and you want to be able to share the printer to them without them having to go to HP and find the Windows 7 driver for the HP LaserJet 3800. I think if we install the driver here, it would make that available to them. But it's bothering me that it's not letting me install additional drivers. I'm wondering, is it showing up for you at all? Is it great for you? You go into there? Okay. So remember, it's under configure your printer and then the sharing parts. Maybe, well, I haven't activated Windows yet. I don't think it should have anything to do with activation. It's bothering me that that's not available. That's kind of nice to know that what you can do that. Maybe it's only available if you're running a server version of Windows. But I know this is important when we shared it from a server. You get to where? Okay, I went to I'll start from scratch. I went to settings in the control panel, and I went to my devices and printers, and there's my ColorJet Laser 3800. Double click. There we go. Devices and printers. Okay, there we go. Double click now. Customize your printer. And there's then the sharing settings. And I was hoping that this additional driver would be available straight out. Yep, you want to check share this printer. I won't let you click on it. Oh, okay. Now you can always remember that path to get to here. This is a very helpful page if you're administering printers. Remember what printing means. That shows you things that are in the queue or have been sent to the printer, but the printer is busy doing something else. Usually, if things are working right, your queue is always on. Occasionally, you'll get a document stuck in the queue, and no one else can print because the computer is trying to print that thing first. So bring up your queue set, your view what's printing, and let's look at the options here on your menu. These are important options. If you're troubleshooting somebody's printer, you can come over here and pause, cancel all documents, and also get into the properties of the printer. Properties of the printer takes you back to your location. Why did my comments? I thought I had comments that I thought I'd say that. I can put that back in. Thought I'd say that. I guess I forgot to do an OK or apply. Let me do an apply. Get those comments in there. And now I could look at other things having to do with this printer. That's still great. Look under ports. In case someone decides to change the IP address of that printer, I could come in here and change that port in case someone has messed with it. See how I can change the IP address of that port that the printer is using. If I'm done with the printer, I think deleting it, I don't know if deleting it deletes the port. Having that port there or not doesn't, it's there after I delete my printer. I don't think it makes a big difference. Enable printer pooling. This allows multiple printers to actually share the load. This isn't actually useful unless I have multiple printers of the exact same model. That if there's a lot of people printing, it will automatically distribute the load between two models. So printer pooling, I haven't been able to use that much because we hardly ever buy the same printer. By the time you need a new printer, the old one has a better model available. So larger companies, they may buy 5 of the same model at one time. That's when printer pooling will help. Under advanced, I can decide whether I'm printing header pages, keeping documents, even there I can add separator pages. Again, if a lot of people are using the same printer, I can put a separator page that sometimes, I know one printer I was using, they would use a different colored paper for a separator page. So when people were printing multiple people print large stacks of things, you could tell where they were separated. Back in the day when we didn't have as useful PDFs and everything, our poor printers, people writing code, we would print out our program in inch-thick stacks, as we had large programs, to go edit and debug our program. More and more, the Visual Studio has made it easier to edit it online rather than looking at your paper. So we're not killing so many pre-built. Separator pages there was helpful. There's lots of things you can do in messing with this. Anything you do could break it, like changing your print processor, but you may find that for certain printouts, something's breaking. There's lots of options available. And in the printing defaults, let's see, I can decide what my default printer is. With fancy printers, you can decide what your default paper source is, like it would be manual feed or a particular tray. With printers with extra options, you can add additional options, like this one can actually take on a larger capacity paper. You could configure that so it has that larger capacity. The one on the second floor has a collator attachment. You can tell it here in the configuration, yes, the collator is attached. Add those options, like if I want to staple or collate different manner. So very useful when you have an office sharing a fancy printer. Knowing how to configure the printer will be something that your average person will not know how to do. We do run into people that they're willing to go through this and learn about it. Sometimes that's a good thing. They keep you from having to do that. Sometimes, though, they're just dangerous enough to break things, but you have to go and figure out what they did and actually fix it. And that's kind of a good and bad thing. You have people that are smart enough to not, most of the time, not break things on the network. But sometimes they're a little bit too smart for their own good, and they'll break the printer for everyone. And that's the kind of person I was on the network as I was learning. I was always willing to say, yeah, I want to try this, not realizing I'm breaking the system for someone else. Like, you send the wrong settings on your computer, didn't realize maybe the printer crashed because you tried something strange and sent to it. So I was always the guy they'd come to and say, what are you doing today? Did you try something on our printer because it just crashed? I had a reputation. And even if it wasn't you, just because 2 months ago you did something that crashed it, they're coming to you first from then on. Just because they can't predict what you're doing. So be careful when you're trying to be helpful. Tell your IT people what you're doing, and when they come to you, you'll know it because you broke something last month. It's not that they don't like you; they just are thinking you might be the one, and hopefully they'll come to you and say, "Hey, can you help us fix this thing?" They start realizing you do know something, then you can help them. Okay, so we've connected to printer, we've shared it. Now we have to prove that it's shared. How do we know that it's actually shared? Someone else has to try to connect to it. So I've shared this. I don't know that the sharing is working now. How could I tell? How could I tell to connect to that printer to share it? And this is where being behind NAT might be a problem for you. So I'm going to, remember, this is a virtual machine acting as though it's its own printer on the network. And let's see what his address is. Here's my address, 10131, 1118. And I don't know what's going on that trajectory. I hadn't seen that before. Usually it goes black. I think it's crashing. Oh, it's back. Okay, so yeah, can't move the mouse too fast. Okay, so here's my address of my virtual machine, 10131.1118. Okay, and he is sharing a printer. I said sharing setting, but it's supposed to be shared. So let's find out if he's really sharing it by going to another computer. That's this one here I'm sitting at, and let's go into him. And let's just bring up File Explorer. That's probably the easiest way. Under File Explorer, I can just put here in the address, let's explore over to that machine, 10131.1118. And to do that, I simply put two backslashes in front of that. I put 10.131.11.18. Now I think you can try that as well. So put this in your browser. Put browse to 10.131.11.18 and see what shows up. You will see anything that computer is sharing. And one of those things shared should be this printer. Let's see. Oh, it wants credentials. All right. I'll put in my credentials, and then I'll see if I can make it. I realize it would expect credentials. So I'll put in my username. I think you could do EDCIT for that, guys. Or I think you could actually even do student and password student. I think I need to change the username to be instructor-10. No, let's try work. Let's try work group 8. Let's see if that will let me browse to that machine. Oh, doesn't like that. I didn't know that. I didn't realize it would. Oh, let's try. Oh, I spelled work group wrong. That's why. Work group. Hope this is right. The work group student, after student, I think should work. Let's see. The work group. Okay. I know I'm an administrator, so it may only work for administrators. Let's see what happens here. Oh, didn't like that either. I spelled it right this time. What choice does it give you for? Oh, you're an explorer. No? Did you put just 2 backslashes? Oh, sorry. Don't put the word minus. Just that. Just 2 backslashes. In the File Explorer address. Now it's still not letting me get through to it. I don't understand why it's not letting me. Maybe. Well, I was thinking the firewall here was not letting me through, but it's bringing up the password prompt, so I go see what my host name is. Let me try that crazy. I'm going to show you how to change my host name as well. Let's put in that yes. It's 1 C backslash and then back. Like that. I thought that's what my username was. Let me check here. Let's go to the manage computer. And right click on this PC, manage. Check what my usernames are. I thought it was manage. Remember, right click manage is a very powerful, just a very powerful setting here. Users and groups, features. And I see I don't have student on mine. Let me add a student. Actually, I'm going to add a cs230. So let me check this guy first. Profile. Tell me what my username is. Pretty sure my username is 8. Let me add a user called cs230. Sorry, cs230. Username cs230. I'll call it cs230. Full name. And password will be cs230. Change the password. That expires. The user and close. Let's see if I can use that user to connect to that machine. Okay. Try user. Let's try use a different account. Let's try cs30. I know I just made. I know that's the password. Look at there. There you see the printer I shared. That's the way to verify that it's shared. Yes, Daniel. Are you on the guest or the student? Cool. So your host is seeing the VMware network. That's what I'm guessing. And when you remember when you IP config, you see that VM network. So that's what I'm guessing is happening. Because it's a host, a guest inside of your host, you're seeing the guests. And I don't know, and I don't know if anyone else would see your guest except your host. Cool. And you're exploring from the VM guest or from the student? Right. Yeah. It might be. So you browse the network from File Explorer, right? Yeah. So now that I just put in cs230 and cs230, there's proof that my printer is actually shared. So you really don't know it's shared until you actually see it from a different machine. And I'm going to go into that, see if it'll let me connect to it. Since I'm running Windows 10, it shouldn't have any problem connecting to it. So now what I'm doing, I'm actually connecting, and I'm going to print to the shared printer that's actually shared from here. Let's just prove that it's actually working. Not only can I see it, let's go under Properties, and under this Properties, there is a print test. It should make a lot of noise if it's working, and I'm hearing noise. So not only do I see it, I can actually print to it. So this is where you do the happy dance. I've connected to it and actually can print. Now, over time now, as people use this printer, you may once in a while come into problems, and that's when you can go to the machine that is sharing it and look at its view and see what's happening. Now this is kind of annoying that I have that strange name for my PC. Let's go through the this one little task of changing the name of the PC. It's pretty easy to do. Go to this PC and File Explorer. You can right-click Properties, or you can right-click Rename it right there. Oh, no, we don't want to do right-click rename. That just renames the shortcut. We want to do a Properties computer name down here in Change Settings. Right? Now, a little warning to you, you will have to reboot if you want to change your computer. So remember the path to get here. I went to this PC, right-click Properties, change settings right here, under the Properties, and change or rename this computer. So several clicks down through the maze, and I can change my name. So I'm going to call it DM Guest Man. Oh, like, yeah, man. I don't know if it likes typing in there. And I'll put it as instructor. I don't need that now. I'll put instructor. And I'm leaving the work group to be work group. It gives me the opportunity to change things. When I click OK, oh, it complains about that, but it lets me use it anyway because I have older versions of Windows. It's not a big deal. And then it says, okay, if you really want this change to take place, you have to restart your computer. And I checked, I don't have anything else running. I'm going to go ahead and let it restart. So now I will have a new computer name. And at this point, if you're restarting and there's a queued up Windows update, it will happen as well. So I guess I'm not so nervous about trying to get bridging to work if you're able to connect to things from the NAT internal network of your VM. I'm happy that it worked for us. Well, go ahead and do it. Close the next window, and then it'll say. And it'll probably do it. So a lot of things here, and we got service off. After hearing, oh, it's going to happen. Having it show up without a random name, other people know that they are. So this is getting into the little bit of just a little taste of Windows operating system administration. The point of this class is to more give you a taste of things and not necessarily make you an expert administrator, because that's in the next class, but to just kind of show you where those things are, and as you're working with it, you're getting a better understanding of how Windows is doing all its work. Details will come in the next class of getting deeper to all this administration part. But there's one more thing we want to do besides sharing printers. We want to share files. Have you shared files yet from your computer? It's a nice thing to know how to do. And it's similar to sharing printers. You actually make your disk drive folders available from anywhere on the network that you're on. Like public files. Like here's an image of Android OS that I want everyone to see. We want to be able to share that, not just from Google Docs, which is nice, but it's actually it would be a faster connection if we know we're sharing it on the local network, and rather than using, if we don't have a super fast network connection, that might be kind of slow to get your documents from Google Docs. But sharing it across the network is a great idea. And they don't even have to make a copy of it. If it's on a network share, and we have a fast network, getting at files on a network share is a great way to save disk space if everyone just needs this one big file, not everyone storing it on their own PC. So while my little friend here is rebooting, I will share a file or walk through how files are shared from a PC. Now first of all, we'll bring up my file explorer. Here's my file explorer. I can go back to my browsing my folders. I'm going to go to this PC and C drive because I'm going to share from a special folder called Users Public. Everyone has a Users Public folder. And since it has the name public, it seems obvious that that's a file that public, you should be able to put public files in. Go ahead and in there, let's make under public. Since it's public, you can create folders in there. I'm going to create a new folder. New folder. Right click new folder. And I'm going to call it cs230-man. Okay? I have a folder in a place that the PC already knows under users public. So I have access to it, and I can change things in there. Now I'm going to right click on that folder and click Properties. And go to the Sharing tab of that folder. And let's go right to Advanced Sharing. I don't like to use this. It's too clunky. I want to be able to know all the details of the sharing. So I'm going to go to Advanced Sharing. So right click Properties, Sharing, Advanced Sharing. And now in here, I want to share this folder. So do this, again, this is something you want to do on your virtual machine where you're administrator of. And I'm going to get back logged in here. And I'm going to do it on my virtual machine too, after sharing it here from my printer. So, I'm going to give it a share. I might as well put in some comments there. I'm going to put in shared in users. Now, in the share name, sometimes we want our shares to be freely visible from anyone browsing the network. But maybe I don't want to make it so visible to everyone, but still be able to be shared. So I'm going to create this as a thing called a hidden share. And the way to make it hidden, so it's not automatically viewed when someone browses the network, is I just put a $sign somewhere in the name. That's a little special character in share names. If there's a $sign somewhere in the share name, it'll be what we call a hidden share. It'll be shareable only if people know the name. It's like in wireless, you're hiding the SSID, same kind of thing. It doesn't automatically get listed. And you can put put $sign anywhere. I typically put it at the end, or sometimes if there's the letter S, I'll replace an S with a $sign there. But typically I'll call a share called public $sign. So if someone knows I have this share, we'll see how we connect to it knowing that name. Now this isn't good enough though. I have to give permission if I want people to actually do more than just see what's there. I think by default everyone has read permissions. I want to make this file completely public and writable by anybody. So down in permissions, I can set username everyone to have full control. If I only want to give specific permission to one particular user, I remove everyone and add only the users that I want to have permission. So let's go ahead and add another user. I'm going to use my user ATman. And I give ATman, and I make sure to give ATman full control as well. And you think this is all you need, but be careful. This is called share permissions. And there's another set of permissions that you also need. So you think of this as, before I even let you try to get to those files, you have to have share permissions to actually get through, even try to look at those files. Okay? So there's sharing permissions that I have set. Everyone only had read at first, I gave them full control. That's sharing permissions. But that's not enough. I also have to go into that folder after setting the sharing permissions, I also have to tell my computer, okay, by the way, not only are they given sharing permissions, but under security, I have to decide that they really do have ability to change those files. It's like a two-step process. Sharing permissions to let them through, security permissions to tell the system, yes, they can actually change those files. So I'm going to edit my permissions to the files, making sure that this argument has full control. And if everyone is not in there, I can add everyone, give them full control. There's a special user called everyone, and I can find everyone and also give everyone full security control. So there's sharing permissions and there's security permissions for sharing files to make them completely public. Now this is of course dangerous to do because someone could put a virus there. Well, hopefully my antivirus is watching for that. But to share it so anyone can write and read to it, I have to give sharing permissions and security permissions. If I give just sharing permissions but not security permissions, you'll be able to see the files there, but if you try to do anything, it'll say, sorry, you don't have permission to do anything with that file, even though it shows up as visible to share. Does that make sense? Now, again, we've shared it, but how do I know it's actually working? Well, I have to try to get someone to view that share. Remember what the share name was? I better go back and see. What was the share name? Oh, cs230-manning $. So that, since it's hidden, I have to remember that. Now, to actually browse to it, to see that it's working, I'm going to try to do it from this. So now up, I'll bring up this file browser. File explorer. Here we go. To actually view that share, just like we did the printer, I can do 2 backslashes, either the name of my PC or the address, and the address is 10.128.7.98. That's just because I remember, verify. That is my address of this PC that is sharing it. And backslash the name of the share, cs230-manning $. If it is indeed shared, when I hit enter, it should show an empty folder. And it's thinking. It's not going there. That's something wrong. Oh, wanting credentials. I thought I shared it with everyone. I guess I'll have to log in and save command. It's taking longer than I wanted. I was nervous. See what happens. Oh, trying to work through. There we go. And I see an empty folder. Well, pretty sure it's working. Just to make sure that's in that folder, create a new. Let's create a shortcut. Let's call it. Manning was here. And let's see. That shows up over here. Look at that. The file is indeed there, verifying that I am connected through that share. All right, I'm now going to create a share on my guest by bringing up File Explorer. I'm going to go to my C users public, make a folder there with your name in it. Create a new folder, cs230. I'll call this my archive. And I could even put its name. And put share. Just to remind anyone, if you're browsing here, that this is the folder that is shared, because there's no indication when I visit it whether it's shared unless I go down into properties. So I'm putting that in the name. Right-click properties. I think if I do share with, I actually look at share with actually will take me right to advanced search properties. Oh, it takes me to a different page. I don't like this page. I want to share that file. I'll go back to that. See. Okay. I'm going to go to properties, not share with. Share with did get to sharing, advanced sharing. Again, I'm going to make it a hidden share. And this time, I'm going to give the name. How about the name? Public dollar. It doesn't have to have anything to do with the actual name of the folder. Whatever comments you want. And remember permissions. Everyone, anyone that, and I guess what this means, any authenticated user has full control. And I did create on this machine a CS. If I create a cs230 user, create with that. So I'm adding. Oh, really? So I'm giving everyone full control in both security and sharing. Now I'm going to go right click, manage on my PC, just to make sure I have all the users that I want to be able to access. I'm going to make that default user if I don't have one. There I do have a cs230 student. So now I have that, and it's public dollars. Well, I'm going to try using his name. Forget his name. What did I give him? Oh yeah. Let's try connecting to them using his name this time instead of his IP address. So now in File Explorer over on the other machine, 2 backslashes, the name of the machine, and yes, and structure. I don't think it's decent. And then backslash public dollar. And stick in. Hasn't been claimed yet. While it's thinking, I'll come over here. I'll just create a file here. This time I'll make a folder. C docs. Public docs. And I'm getting a link everywhere. Oh, it wants credentials. Next, I'll give the cs230 this time. And look at that. Now I'm sharing that folder. Now remember what credentials I used to connect to that share, cs230? If I try to connect from the same computer to like a different public share, it won't let me in because it doesn't allow me to be connected as 2 different users, even though they're 2 different shares. So if I'm connected to a share as cs230, I cannot connect to a different share as ATMan or another. Kind of annoying that, but that's just one characteristic of share. So sharing files is very handy. Like you have huge files that you don't want to have to copy, you just need to get to, and you have a fast network. I can just mount a shared drive and just use files from there. Right now, I'm browsing to it with an exact network name. 2 backslashes, the name of my computer, and the share name. But what if I want to treat that as an actual drive on my machine? Have you ever done this? I can right-click on this PC, map network drive. I can make a share always connect when I start up my machine. So I'm going to do a map network drive. And I'm going to give it a drive letter. So it'll be as though I have a flash drive in my computer, but it's actually a folder on another computer. And I'm going to go ahead and put in my server name. I'm going to go by the name of the computer this time for drive. VM guest, manage, structure, and the share name public $. And look at this. I can have it try to reconnect when I sign into this computer. Now, because this is a guest on this computer, that machine's never going to be running, but it will try to connect if it were a machine on a separate, as a separate independent machine. Let's see if it connects. I didn't give it credentials because I know I'm already connected to that machine by having mapped to it when I browsed over it. So it didn't ask me for another password. And now see how it's showing up as a public share that I'm connected to as a drive letter. So let's go back over here to my command prompt. And remember how to change to a drive letter? I can change by just typing this drive letter name followed by colon. It takes me there. So if I just type B colon and do a dir, I can see that I am in that folder at the command prompt. And let's make some files here. Let's do a dir, send the output to dir out.txt. And I see it showing up as a file in that folder during my file browser on both machines. This is the machine that has it shared. This is the share as viewed from this machine. But it's actually, the actual file is living and stored in this virtual guest's shared folder. So shared files are very useful for accessing resources across your network. Not only can we share printers now, we can access shared folders. And let me show you a very convenient shared folder that here, this is publicly available to you. This is a machine on number 24 in this room. Are we done? Oh, we'll review a little bit of this next time and go on with deeper understanding Windows. Thinking might have to start thinking about what flavor of other OS you want to use. And Dan, you want to demo the Android OS next time? I think that'd be really cool. You installed it under VMware or VirtualBox? VMware. Okay. Yeah, I saw that. I might play around with it myself too. Oh, great, great. All right. Oh, no problem. Thanks for paying attention, because it's out of focus if I have my glasses on. I get all excited about it. Have a wonderful day. Yeah. Hope everyone's feeling well. If you get sore throat at all, just stay in your room. Keep that flu from spreading. Oh, really? Yeah, we don't want that happening. Yeah, when Michael was walking around saying, I've been calling my mom about being sick, I said, go to your room and call your mom. Yeah.